wait a few minutes to see if anybody joins before I get started. Yeah, I got a viewer on, I had a viewer on YouTube, but they peeked their head in and they left. I got another viewer on Facebook. Just letting you know, I'm kind of waiting a minute to see if anybody else joins. I've got Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram up simultaneously on 3 different devices. So, looking like Clark Kent. Thanks. I try. All right, so I guess we'll get started. I don't have a whole lot of people. I know it's late. I procrastinated on doing this. So I'll march to the beat of my own drum as usual. For those of you on Facebook, some of you on Instagram, this is a little redundant, but I got to do it. I'm on 3 different platforms right now. I have 3 different screens sitting in front of me. It's getting crazy, but I like the chaos, and I hope throughout all these platforms, this message will reach um, a plethora of people, hopefully inspire them to do things that they're scared to do, or maybe they just needed somebody to inspire them to accomplish their goal or whatever. So, without further ado, my name is Josh, aka Muscles to Macros. For those of you that follow me on Instagram or YouTube, uh, I'm a faster way to fat loss coach, and I started doing this. Um, I started doing this to try and reach out to people, to help them face their fears, doing things that they thought people would think of them negatively, or they just were too scared because of society, whatever, what have you. But I actually find it quite therapeutic to go through the motions, talking about all this stuff. Um, so yeah, this is kind of why I do it. I do a couple other things during this podcast or live, whatever you will call it, um, to highlight businesses or products or topics. I also express my gratitude for the day to try and help some of you individuals out there alter your mindset for a a positive one, because in reality life is super negative, and it's too easy to focus on uh, everything that everything bad that happens in life. um, so yeah, we'll get to that a little later. I do like to, before I get into the topics, do some things like unboxings, speak about some great foundations out there that do wonderful things, charities, um, great organizations, stuff like that. So today, I've been waiting all freaking day to open this thing. I kind of already opened it in a former fashion, but not completely all the way. Um, so I got some products here from the Green Beret Foundation. They do amazing things. Some a brief summary of their mission set is to give back to um, the past and present special operations community and their families, so that they can live long and prosperous lives, um, doing what they do after you know their past endeavors, I guess. For those of you joining in, I have three different platforms up: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Um, so yeah, if it's a little redundant as usual, this is why I have a lot of platforms up that I'm kind of re-explaining things. So back to the products here. I got some products from the Green Beret Foundation. Um, they do great things. Check them out. Their link is featured in my Facebook. I'll have to add it to Instagram and YouTube. Actually, I think on Instagram, I have a donation thing up for those of you that want to, give back to the community and help people do great things. There's definitely, other amazing organizations out there like Folds of Honor, um, the 988 Lifeline, Suicide Lifeline. They do wonderful things. So yeah, don't think you have to just donate to one. There's a lot of good ones out there. But we'll get into it. So I wanted to open this first. Not sure what it is. Again, it's from the Green Beret Foundation. Let's see. So they sent a pretty dope sticker, a holographic sticker that I'll post up somewhere, probably on my toolbox or my coffee cups or what have you. That's that. And then we got a coffee mug. For those of you that know me or follow me, you know that I thoroughly enjoy coffee. Um, so I wanted to drink some of this quality coffee out of this quality cup that I've got going on. So that'll add, uh, to my collection. Uh, Next, so what I usually do for those of you that might be watching on all these platforms and you haven't seen before, after I get into or after the unboxing, um, and then kind of about the charity that I want to emphasize on the specific day, I like to highlight local or small businesses. For those of you that know me or follow me, I'm really big into small and local businesses. Um, Everybody starts somewhere. It is super hard to get exposure out these days. Even on social media, because there's just so much going on in life. So I like to highlight them. I hope people that are watching this now and will watch this in the future check them out, show them support. Now you don't have to, necessarily buy something from them, but at least go on their page, like their stuff, share it, comment on it, give them some feedback so they can hit some growth and development and continue to prosper in their life. So tonight's businesses that I would like to highlight. The first one is Danny Harden Photography. She does phenomenal work. Um, Check her out. She's on, I believe, Facebook and Instagram platforms, and YouTube as well. You can see some of her work. She's based out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Um, so for those of you that are watching this that find your way around town here, or there, um, or you're traveling or whatever, and you want somebody to capture a beautiful moment for you, reach out to her. The next one I wanted to emphasize is Ashton Taylor Photography, based out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Again, phenomenal work. For those of you that travel through Chattanooga, um, or move there and you want to capture beautiful moments or memories, reach out to her. Um, and then the last one is the Beard Club. This isn't the last one. Sorry. The next one is the Beard Club. So I've been getting these ads, and right here in my future, my next life, if you want to call it, for a lack of better terms, I'll be growing a nice juicy beard. So I caved in. I bought some products from the Beard Club, and we'll review them when they get here. Um, but shout out to them. They help people grow magnificent beards, um, that you can show off to the population, the men, the women, whoever you want to show it off to. But check them out on whatever social media platform that you have, or check out their website. Go buy some merch. No, I'm not sponsored by them. No, I don't make a commission off of anything. Uh, this is solely to help small or local businesses. Uh, and then my sister put this one in, and I do like their products. We do have quite a bit of their products, through purchases that we have done, or through my mom, because she's a really avid um, uh, product user of these people. But Pampered Chef, shout out to them. They provide some quality products out there, in the kitchen realm, stuff like that. So check them out. I'm not sure if they're on social media platforms. I'm sure they are. It seems like everybody is these days. But if they're not, check out the website. Um, so yeah, without further ado, I guess we'll get into some topics. Again, a little redundancy. I find this therapeutic, and I hope that it helps other people out in society. They can kind of get my point of view, or maybe some other people's point of views, for those that want to share, like, or comment on these lives. Um, yeah, ultimately, right. The biggest goal I have is to create, um, influence or affluence, and hopefully, um, develop or create a better society. Because let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, excuse me, let's be honest, the way things are going right now, not looking great. So, the first topic of discussion is healthy habits or routine. For those of you that are watching right now, or I think there's some polls going on some of these podcasts that are lives. Um, what kind of healthy habits do some of you have? Have you developed a routine? Um, where did you get these habits? Or maybe you're looking, maybe you're watching this video to try and gain some knowledge or habits or what have you. Um, so I'll go into some of mine. Healthy habits. This is one of them, ladies and gentlemen. I believe this is pretty healthy. It's, again, therapeutic. It's a type of therapy for me, to kind of just gain some mental clarity and talk about some things, and maybe gain some insight on other people's perspective. And for those of you that watched last night, or you watched the replay, social media is a giant tool to network. For those of you using it for, brainwashing material, don't do that. Um, it's too easy to go down a rabbit hole, and screen time, if you don't limit it the correct way, can harm your brain, and we'll get into that as well. Um, so this is one of my healthy habits. Uh, we usually do, not lately because we've kind of been slacking off, but usually we do family walks in the afternoons, for a minimum of 20 minutes, just to kind of get some fresh air, stretch our legs, um, a little one-on-one counseling. What happened through the day, how can we do better, uh, what was good, what was bad type deal. Um, stuff like that. These healthy habits that you find. So I got a comment right here: taking walks outside, lifting weights, cooking, reading, gaining more knowledge, and devotionals. Yeah, that's all freaking amazing stuff. Kudos to you. Hopefully, the people that are watching this or that will watch this will read that comment and kind of pick some of your habits or your routine up uh, to then you know become a better version of themselves. Um, so habits, right? Let's talk about habits. Um, I I don't think habits are very beneficial. I think it's a great foundation, right? I think that people can develop a great foundation, um, but I don't. It's just kind of hard to explain my thought process, but those of you out there that are absolutely looking for change and you want to commit yourself to something better, um, yes, right. Find those things that you want to make the habit, or find those things that you want that are habits that you think you'd enjoy, and then turn them into a routine. Um, because a routine, in my opinion or my point of view, um, is I mean, it's just unreal how just your brain, like something that you have in the norm. Um, this is kind of a hard one. Would you say small? Would you say small habits make up your routine? I'm not sure where you're going with that, but hopefully I'll get the gist of it. Anyway, so I guess a good way to put this is, and this was recommended me to put this out there earlier. Uh, what is it? The atomic routine or atomic something? It's a book. The name behind the book, um, basically was a a like a micro thought to the macro thought, right? So all these little things that will develop into a bigger success, bigger g- reach goal mindset. Your routine is made up of small habits. You atomic habits, yeah, there you go. Atomic habits. For those of you that want to pick up a good read, either physical tangible book or audiobooks like I like to do. You scroll back up and look at these comments. Your routine is made up of small habits you have, like working out and taking walks. Yep, agreed. I kind of lost my spot on that topic, but I'll probably eventually come back to it. um, so yeah, for those of you that are watching or watch in the future, comment below. Let me know some healthy habits, healthy lifestyles uh, that you have developed, or a routine. Maybe I'll, check them out if I haven't already established those. Very proud of you for doing this. I'm super impressed you're getting out of your comfort zone. Yeah, me too. Like, unfreaking believable. I don't know why I do this, but I'm doing it. Uh, Lori, if you haven't been in the chat, I had this on three different platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I have three different devices sitting in front of me. So it's getting out to the world somehow. So yeah, my comfort zone I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This is it's absurd. It's crazy for me. um, so I'll redirect back to this when I kind of gain some mental clarity, I guess, a little bit more mental clarity. I'm pretty jumbled right now. Redundancy again. I do this to gain. Thanks, bro. I do this to gain mental clarity for myself. I find it therapeutic. I hope it helps other people. Um, yeah, that's more about me for those of you that are peeking in or joining. Uh, so let's discuss self care, hobbies, vacation, mental health, stuff like that. It is stupid, ridiculously important to prioritize yourself. I know that it is the norm to kind of put yourself on the back burner and work through all the issues or problems that you're having in life. Uh, that eventually will lead to a downhill spiral that you may or may not come back from. Hopefully, you do. But in reality, we know how bad it can get, right? A permanent solution for a temporary problem. So prioritize yourself. How are some of the things that I do that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at it. This is a form or fashion of my self care. Um, hopefully, it kind of helps some of you, or maybe you're just like, shut up, I don't want to listen to you. Eric, thanks for joining, dude. So self care. Yep, some of the other things that I find self caring for me, um, the gym, right, working out, and then I guess I want to kind of talk about this a little bit for those of you that know me. Maybe you follow me. Maybe you've seen it on the social medias. I drive a 1994 Jeep Wrangler. Um, it's most people today, they're like, ew, that thing looks like a piece of crap. It's a, excuse my language here, but it's a shit box. Nobody wants that thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Most kids want flying cars or whatever we have in today's age. But I find value in this Jeep Wrangler. And why do I find value? It is the smallest or the simple things in life that will really get you through some of the negativity going on all around you. Um, it's not super fancy. There's not a whole lot going on in it, but just a 10-20 minute ride here and there in this Jeep just does wonders, right? I kind of think about everything under the sun in this thing. Um, I got a soft top on it. Even if I have a hard top, I probably wouldn't be able to hear that well. So nobody calls me or I don't answer phone calls. So it is just solely me focusing on myself, my mental health, my self care, etc. For those of you that watch or are watching right now, or you're watching in the future, comment below. Let me know some of the self care things that you got established or would like to establish. Um, but again, it is, if you're not doing it now, it is very important to go ahead and set yourself up for success and establish those self care mechanisms that you do on a routine in order to keep your sanity. Uh, so, yeah, some of those other self care things can be hobbies, like if you're a mechanic or if you do videography or photography, digital art, something that you find therapeutic is a self care mechanism that should be prioritized. You should not just completely slave for the man. They're going to drive you down in the dirt until it's time to replace you. And that's the cold hard truth. I hate to put it that way, but let's be honest, right? Because that's kind of what this live and podcast is usually about, being blunt. So, yeah. Vacation is another way to prioritize yourself. I kind of highlighted it on this yesterday. Gotta have a treat yourself day, every payday. Yeah. Uh, yeah, but I like to have it every day. That's just me, but whatever. So, so vacation's another way to kind of come, help self care. I kind of spoke on this one yesterday. Vacation in my eyes, and I'd like to hear some of your thoughts and comments and stuff. But a vacation in my eyes is in the mountains somewhere where people can't hear you scream. Literally, you're the only one out there uh, in the mountains with trees, drinking quality coffee, uh, probably in a hammock. Right, I have a few hammocks in the closet that I have used in the past for certain circumstances. I don't recommend sleeping in them if you're a stomach sleeper. It will jack you up, but it's still fun. There's something about the great outdoors that's really calming to me. When I was a kid, I thought the beach is where I wanted to be. I spent some time near or on a beach, and yeah, like peaceful, but it's also really crowded, and usually it stinks. Not only because of the salt water, but you got a bunch of nasty, nasty people around that you know pee or poop in the water. You got the animals and stuff that defecate in the water. Um, It's just loud, bunch of birds and shit everywhere. Excuse my language, but so the mountains are my thing. Um, I don't think I have any comments on what you guys like to enjoy. For those of you peeking in on Facebook, uh, yeah, redundancy here, but I have three platforms up. Right, I got Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Three different devices, completely out of my comfort zone, but I'm gaining the exposure out there. I've had numerous people reach out to me and say that they've developed healthy habits or they've implemented in things that they've got from the live or the podcast, whatever you want to call it, and they've start changing their life around for the better, which is the ultimate goal. For me, I guess I want to develop, create, or aid, getting society to a better state than what it is currently going to. Um, so yeah, um, so I had a conversation with one of my boys. I consider him family. Um, I consider a lot of you family out there because we've spent some very intimate time doing disgusting or stupid things out there. But I had a conversation with him today, and I hope he sees this. He doesn't have a whole lot of social media platforms, but he does have YouTube. So I hope he tunes into this later. But we had a conversation about the workforce, the job market, and self worth. And this particular individual is he's kind of going through it in life. He's transitioned to a new life, and he's trying to find um, himself, trying to find like his niche, um, and he's just struggling. And part of that is because of the workforce, the job market, and establishing self worth. Some of you that are out there watching, you might peek your head in or whatever. Um, you have to you have to really sell your self worth to these businesses or these companies out there. Yes, the job market and the workforce is, I don't want to say desperate, but there's a lot of opportunity out there today than there was, probably a decade or so ago. And it's getting to the point where it is desperate. But that doesn't mean that they're just going to pay you whatever. You're really going to have to establish, the things that set you apart from these other people. And some of the ways that you can do that, we were talking about it, right? Experienced base levels. He had a superior or superb experience base going on that was documented, but that still wasn't enough to, seal the deal for them. Uh, so, I kind of challenge you guys to look for things that really set you apart in these jobs or this workforce. Um, to help you be successful. Like, hey, I did X, Y, and Z, and I possess uh, these this leadership trait, or I possess this discipline trait that most kids these days don't have, and this is why I would be the best fit for this position. Um, so, just kind of remain cognizant, right? If you transition into a new life, a new chapter, or whatever you want to call it, you're again, yes, the workforce and the job market are a little more opportune than previously, but that doesn't mean they're just going to be like, okay, we'll pay you X, Y, and Z. You got to remain competitive. And I totally understand, right? Because I know where this gentleman's coming from. I do believe that he is worth a substantial amount, um, but he doesn't possess that piece of paper that society says, "Oh, you did this. You're going to do great things. So we're going to pay you this." He doesn't possess a college degree. For those of you that couldn't figure it out, he doesn't possess special um, any special certifications for that job field. But again, that doesn't mean anything, right? It's just a piece of paper saying you endured the PowerPoint, death by PowerPoint, to obtain this certification. Um, so yeah, man, if you watch this, I really appreciate the conversation that we had. I think it's a good topic for a lot of people, right? Because nobody wants to do the same thing forever, and nobody is going to do the same thing forever. In all honesty, eventually you're going to go somewhere else and do something else, or maybe you'll do the same thing, but it won't be for that different, or it won't be for that same organization, company, whatever you want to call it. So um, this kind of brings us into experiences, life, out of the box efforts. Um, so I guess I'll start with this. So most people, and I had a quote. I didn't write down the quote. It was stupid long, and I got really lazy. So I hope that some of you will hold me accountable in the comments or on my social media platforms, and be like, hey, Josh, can you do this? Or Josh, you need to do this, X, Y, and Z. But out of the box experience or efforts, this is definitely one of those out of the box experiences or efforts that I'm having right now. For some of you, right? Another form of redundancy, but I'm completely out of my comfort zone doing this. I don't know exactly how the thought even came up. I just was like, you know what? One day I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna make some videos. Um, and then it just kind of gradually went into, I'm gonna sit in front of a screen and hope to God some people join me, give me some feedback, uh, and then in return, I hope that I give them some motivation, inspiration, uh, words of wisdom, habits, routines, something that they can find value in to become the best version of themselves and serve other people in the society to create a better society. So yeah, that's one of my out of the box efforts going on here. I'm taking credit for this. I told you to tell your story and inspire people with things you went through, especially dot 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 see more. Let me click see more. You went through, especially lately. Yeah, all right. So I'll give some credit. Give some credit to my wife or my coach, whatever you want to define her as. Um, she did when I started this faster way to fat loss coaching thing. One of the things that they tell you to do is tell your story, right? Because people want to have somebody that they can establish a connection to or that they can relate with, or maybe they went through the same walks of life, and it's just they're just like, wow, that person, they get me, and because they understand me, I want to do X, Y, and Z with them, or I want them to serve me in XYZ form, yada yada yada. So yeah, kudos again to my wife or my coach, however you want to define her. I guess that is kind of where all of this started. Was she told me to do a video. For those of you that know me on a very personal level, I'm a very go against the grain person. I don't fear a whole lot of things, if at all. Um, so this was just kind of, yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird talking to a computer screen, tablet screen, phone screen, because I have all three of them up. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but again, the the reason behind this is for somebody to find value. It's not for me to. Sorry, I'm in the garage and I hear a truck outside. Babe, if you can check on that, if you're still watching, you can look out the window, see what's going on. Um, yeah, so I sit in the garage most of the time, or on my back porch, uh, to kind of have some separation against what's going on in the house or in life. Uh, I wonder what that is. I'm like super sketch about people being outside my house or anything going on outside my house. So uh, I just I don't like it. Um, so yeah, back to experiences in life. For those of you that are watching this or will watch this in the future, um, the walks of life that you're going through, even if it's something that you define as shitty or a poor experience, you should use that to your benefit, right? In my perspective or my point of view, I believe that you should use those experiences to help grow and develop other people, again, to establish a better society, a better workforce, a better community, something, right? Because everybody has their own set of strengths and weaknesses, or unique characteristics, morals, or values. Um, so yeah, you should really kind of put yourself out there and utilize those experiences to then grow or develop uh, life, a better society, etc. Uh, yeah, I'm really tripped out about that noise outside my house. So hey, thanks for joining. If- I'll be a little redundant because um, I'm sure you haven't seen from the beginning, but my name is Josh, aka Muscles and Macros. I do these daily live podcasts or whatever you want to call them, where I talk about some topics off the top of my head. I highlight um, smaller local businesses because that's one of the things that I emphasize on. I really enjoy smaller local businesses. Um, I also talk about charities or really amazing foundations that are out there that help people and establish um, life and prosperity, stuff like that. I also do unboxings um, for some of the products that I buy because I like sharing them with some of you. Hey, Kathy. Um, so yeah, we unboxed. If you're still watching, we unboxed some stuff from the Green Beret Foundation. If you can find it in your heart through whatever platform you're watching on, I have the links that you can go check them out um, and donate to a great cause on Facebook. And I think you can get to my Facebook from Instagram. Uh, on Facebook, I have the Green Beret Foundation link featured in this live, and I believe it is also on my profile as well. So if you want to go check them out, hey buddy, how's it going? Uh, so yeah, I guess we'll roll into gratitude. I think I had enough like stumbling upon my mental process, but or some of you, some of you are watching out there and you want to provide some topic that you want to talk about, or you want my point of view or other people's point of view, or you just want to network because again, social media should be used as a networking tool. You should really put yourself out there because you never know what these individuals within this community are doing or will do in the future. The possibilities are endless. They might be your boss. They might be the next biggest thing to curing cancer. You have no idea. So utilize it appropriately. Um, but before I get any comments, if I do get any comments, I want to roll into the gratitude. Again, same conversation with the individual that I mentioned last. We talked about how his family has implemented daily gratitude and it's changed their mindset and their perspective tremendously. Um, Expressing some of the small things that you can be grateful for in life will really alter your mindset for a positive. And I challenge you, for those of you that don't do it, I challenge you to find some of those small things and really, be thankful for them. And some of the ones off the top of my head that can help you out, right? A roof over your head, shoes on your feet, clothes on your back, health. Um, your family's healthy, you're healthy, what have you. Just really just kind of focus on some of those things that you don't usually think about on a daily basis because you're going 100 miles an hour. You're too focused on whatever your intent is through work or doing what you do. So, my gratitude for the day is all of you, the supporters, the ones that watch this, the ones that peek their head in, the ones that comment, the ones that call me out and they say that, I'm doing things wrong or I don't do this or I don't do that. The people that call me and they I don't want to say praise, but they say, "Hey, I think you're doing a phenomenal job. You really provide a different point of view or perspective for me. I started doing some of the things that you talk about or have talked about in the past, and it's doing great things for me. And I hope that you continue to spread that upon the people that um, watch you, I guess, or come across you. So I'm grateful for all of you. And yeah, I don't think I have a whole lot more to talk about. Today was kind of like an off day. I wasn't going to do this, but I decided that I would be taking away from all of you. Maybe, I don't know if you find value in this. Hopefully you do, but um, I didn't go into great detail about the healthy habits. I kind of lost my place. For those of you that are still watching or will watch this all the way through, because we're already at 40. 6 minutes, basically. Um, I had some facts that I wanted to spit off to you about health. Um, More than one third of the adult population and 12.5 million kids are considered obese. Um, so I really think it's important that you should implement some type of healthy habit into your life, whether that be a 20-minute walk, 30 minutes of recess outside, running around, 30 minutes of physical fitness somewhere with body weight in your house, in a gym, uh, with a friend in a box, in a car, green eggs and ham, whatever, something. Implement some type of physical activity to combat obesity. Another fact that I had here was one can of soda equals 10 teaspoons of sugar, and that's an average of 500 cans consumed yearly, which is about 52 pounds of sugar consumed in your body. That is a lot of sugar that can lead to obesity, diabetes, other health problems that could kill you. Yes, I know one day it's inevitable that we'll all pass away and go to a better place. Um, but you should try and strive for living a long, prosperous, healthy life. Uh, and then my last fact that I had for some of you that are still watching: breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day. It literally fuels your body and your mind, and it'll help the weight stay off because it helps with your metabolism. For those of you that skip breakfast, uh, it's literally in the freaking name. You're breaking the fasting period, um, consuming obviously something over 50 calories. Uh, a giant gulp of air does not count, nor does black coffee. I'm sorry, but do better. Eat some freaking breakfast so you can keep the weight off and that you can have some mental clarity, hopefully, um, starting your day. So I think that was all I had for the day. Uh, I apologize for those of you that were watching in the beginning and I kind of lost my spot. It's just a way for me to gain some form or fashion of mental clarity. It might not do the job 100%, but we're human. Not everybody is perfect. That's just kind of the way life is. So I don't think I see any more comments. No comments. Uh, if all of for those of you that watch this 40, almost 50-minute long video, I hope that I see comments, for your expressing your gratitude or your experiences through life, or if this helps you, if you find value, um, what type of other healthy habits or routines you have established, how you can establish self worth to present to the job force or the job market or whomever that you're trying to, um, you know, I don't want to say sell yourself because that's kind of weird, but yeah, just fill the comments up. I like reading them. Uh, so yeah, I guess I guess we'll end this for the night. I think I've talked enough. Again, I really appreciate all the supporters and people watching this. Y'all have a good night. Um, I may or may not do this in the morning. I don't know. We'll see. Hold me accountable. If you don't, then I probably won't get up. But have a good night.